Hello, welcome to day 9. Today, much more of an introverted day for me, much more of a day of receiving, of just allowing the replenishment, the rejuvenation, and the plugging back in to the self so that I can come forth and so that my love and my essence can come forth and give more. And today's meditation, what it really taught me was the harder your meditation is, the easier your life is the quicker that you're gonna find that life gets a lot easier. Because for the last hour of my meditation this morning, I was really fighting it. I was really struggling, and it was borderline grueling. It was that difficult. But in the midst of it all, even with all of the pain coming up and just like the wanting it to end, I realized, oh, this is the gift of this meditation. Because what's coming up now for me to feel is what would have been triggered. It was what life, people, circumstances, situations would have triggered up later in the day, in the week, in the month. So for me facing it now, me allowing myself to feel it now, I'm going to be so much more free. I'm going to have so much more space for whatever comes my way. And instead of it being a trigger, it's going to be, I'm going to, like, instead of it triggering you, someone says, a difficult circumstance, you have more space and you can hear it differently. So then you can respond to it differently. And then you start a new chain of events. Where if this stuff's in you and you haven't taken the time to clear it and it's got to play out, what's going to happen is you're going to be triggered, and then that's going to create a snowball because you're going to react to it in a certain way, and that's going to create the next movement in your life and the next and the next, and it's just like has a momentum of its own. But if something comes up and you meet it with space, you meet it with peace and clarity and openness and wisdom, well, then we create a different sort of momentum in our life. And that's a big thing I learned in today's meditation is when the meditation's getting really difficult, that's when I'm coming into something really great. That's when I'm mining a real treasure. Because our unconsciousness within, our pain, our anger, our sadness, our grief, our fear, we have two choices. We can either consciously and voluntarily sit with it and clear it, or we can let life pull it out of us by just like letting it play out. It can either play out in life circumstances, relationships, so on, so forth, or we can clear it ourselves and then live life free of those patterns, free of that pain. Because here's the thing, when you're sitting there and pain's coming up and these thoughts and these compulsions and impulses are telling you to get up and move, leave this meditation right now, this is too much. When you just sit there through that, you're letting old stories, you're letting your old self leave and fall away, and something new emerges within you that you've never been before. And this is the gift of meditation. It allows you to connect to parts of you that you've never been before, that are more connected to love, that are more connected to your true essence of peace and joy. So when it's getting difficult, when it's becoming overwhelming, know that this is when things are actually changing within you faster than you can imagine. And over these last 9 days, there's been so much inner change in me that I'm still acclimating to it. I'm still finding the words for it. I'm still trying to understand it myself so that I can share it more coherently. And I just wanted to share with you guys that when we start connecting to ourselves more deeply, we start living more intuitively, because we start knowing what we need in every moment more. Like today, I just intuitively know today's going to be a day of rest, of receiving, of relaxation, of a real just surrendered day of letting go. And that's another big thing that meditation is teaching me. It's like, it's less about figuring things out and acting out of a place of struggle and feeling like I need to do this now. I need to live on this type of schedule. I need to have this many, videos, blog posts, I need to have this amount of work done to be productive. I've realized the meditation teaches you, it's just more about sitting back, relaxing, and receiving the wisdom, receiving the inspiration from the universe, and receiving the creative impulse from the universe, receiving the healing energy from the universe, receiving that guidance that we all have within us through connecting to the self. And when we are open, in meditation, there's two ways that I found that I meditate. I'm either open and I'm receiving and I'm allowing the pain to come up and I'm allowing it to transform and I'm just witnessing it as a space. Or sometimes I get stuck in monkey mind, in the chatter, and I contract and I close and I resist what is. And I'm finding that in meditation, if I can find those parts of me that resist and contract and close down, then I'm more likely to show up without those parts of me in life. And I'm more likely throughout the day to just be in a place of openness and receptivity. But I think when I wasn't meditating as much, I didn't really come into contact with those parts of me. I didn't really have an opportunity to heal them as much. So I was going through life a lot more closed off, a lot more in the mind, a lot more thinking I had to figure everything out. But when we really sit with ourselves and we let those parts come up and we let ourselves feel those parts that want to close down and struggle and fight, and it's dog eat dog, money doesn't grow on trees, you gotta hustle hard to make it. When we let ourselves feel those parts and then they kind of release, then we can just become more of a vessel to receive that, like I was saying, that inspiration, the insight, the great idea, the idea for the blog post, your video, your painting, your business you're trying to start, the yoga teaching, the whatever it might be for you. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Really, I'm here at another park. This one's called Arbor Park in North Portland. Lots of beautiful trees that really, I think it was Judy, under the name of Mountain Rain, was telling me they just have so much energy in them, and they do. There's nothing like just connecting with the tree to really bring you back into a state of balance, to bring you back into a state of just replenishment. And that's really what nature offers. And if you have nature, really try to be out in nature today. And when you're feeling if you're feeling lots of fatigue and you're feeling tired, I've been feeling that today, make it a point to get out in nature and to connect with yourself in nature and to connect with what's around you in nature. So that's the video today, day 9. I hope you guys are well. I love you all so much, and I look forward to connecting with you tomorrow. Namaste.